You're already a talented data scientist working in the field. Maybe you even run your own team. But data science is a lot more than just numbers and models. So in this series, I focus on the soft skills that are needed to work in the field long term. Today, I'm going to share with you 3 reasons why creativity is important in data science. Hi, I'm Dennis, and I'm a chief data scientist with more than 20 years of experience working in the field. Let me ask you, what is the first thing you think about when I ask you about creativity in data science? If you were to ask 10 of your colleagues that question, you're going to get 10 completely different answers. The fact that such few people understand what creativity is in data science is exactly why it's such an underappreciated skill. So let's get this out of the way. I'm not talking about charts and colors here. I'm not talking about visualization. Don't misunderstand me. Visualization is a very important part of the data science lifecycle, but that's not what I'm talking about when I talk about creativity. Creativity in data science is a lot more nuanced than that. When I'm asking about your creativity in data science, I'm really asking about how you see the world. Are you able to see the world in the same way that a model does? Remember, a model is an inanimate object. It's really just a series of numbers and math formulas. So are you able to take the world around you and translate that into something that your model can use? It's good practice to think about your daily life and turn those things into a model. So if you're walking around your city and you see a set of buildings, how would you model those buildings? How would you model the number of buildings, the doors, the windows, the number of floors? All of those things need to go into a model somehow, so how would you represent that? Or if you're driving your car and you have a target speed, are you somebody that revs up very fast and maybe goes beyond the speed and then slows back down? Or are you a slower driver that slowly creeps up on the speed and then never goes above it once you reach it? How would you model both of those scenarios in a single formula? Thinking about things like this can really be beneficial. Another example is if you're in a grocery store and there's multiple cashiers available. How do you model the number of people that are waiting at any given time? Not only are you practicing being able to translate the world into models, but you're also recognizing when a problem is and is not a data science problem, and that's a valuable skill too. To illustrate, in my last example of the grocery store, that's not really a data science problem, that's probably more of a statistics problem. And that's okay, but you're going to have to explain these differences to your stakeholders when you either accept or don't accept a project idea they might have. If you're enjoying this content, please click on like and follow below. When I'm talking about creativity in data science, I'm also talking about data transforms. This is a little bit more of the practical side of being creative in data science, but definitely very critical. Data transforms require creativity, and they have a material effect on your models. So basically, I'm asking, are you able to see the possibilities in your data? Are you able to exercise your creativity in that way? Let's say we have a table that has some sales information, and one of those columns is likely to be a date timestamp. And it's easy to just accept it as such. You can get the dates from it. But what else can we get from that? Well, from a simple timestamp column, we can also differentiate between sales that happened in the AM hours or the PM hours. Or did they happen during the weekdays, or was it a weekend? Did most sales happen on a Monday or a Thursday? Did they happen in Q1 or Q4 of the year, the time of year that it happened? When you start looking at different pieces of data that may just seem simple on the surface, and you start expanding and adding width to your data set and creating those transforms, that's a form of creativity too. And that's a super critical stage in the data science life cycle to exercise that creativity. If you're enjoying this content, please click on like and follow below. Another form of creativity that you're bringing is your own business knowledge to the problems that the stakeholders are going to approach you with. It helps to have some business knowledge so that you can fully understand the stakeholders and why they would need certain models to be built. Creativity is also going to help you find different ways to apply data science to their problems. For example, are you going to apply some models to their expense side or their revenue side? There's cases to be made for both. Are you transforming an existing process that the stakeholder has? Or are you able to apply some innovation to it and solve their problem in a completely different way? Or perhaps you're bringing something completely new to the table, something the stakeholder hasn't even considered or was previously not possible with their resources. Being able to look at a problem, not just from the numbers side, but from the business side, is a critical part of showing how creative you can be in data science. Finally, I want to talk to my data science leaders. You're going to have to accept that creativity is not easy to teach. While some of the work is going to lie in your staff, a lot of the work is also going to lie on you to help them foster that creativity. You're going to have to, 1, lead by example with your own creativity in your own projects, and 2, you're going to have to push your team with many questions. The more questions you ask, the more they will think about their results and come up with creative ways to answer your questions. You may have heard before about the 4 whys. It is said that if you want to get down to a root cause of a problem or issue, you should ask why 4 subsequent times, each time peeling back a layer of what the real root cause is. In the teams that I've led, I found it effective to take a similar approach, and you keep on asking why certain results are happening. If you keep on sending your team back to the drawing board and back to examining their own results, it gives them an opportunity to exercise their creativity in the next series of answers that they will give you. I encourage you to try this with your teams because I really do believe that it fosters creativity at many different levels. If you do possess creative skills, then I want you to be proud of them and use it as a differentiator for yourself in your teams and your careers, because it's a unique contribution that you're making for the companies that you're working for. I hope that this has helped you, and I look forward to doing more videos that go beyond the numbers in data science. I'll see you next time.